Hi friends, so I did a thing. I bought a van that I'm going to convert into a camper van. So welcome to my crib, let me show you around. So welcome everybody to my new home on wheels. Very much at the beginning stages. So this is actually the Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase high top version, if that means anything to anybody. The T230 maybe, I don't know. It's a van that I can't stand up in, but I can like crouch like this and I can fully lay down and stretch out back here. So it is a massive upgrade from the Peugeot 107 3-door that I was trying to car camp in. So this van was used as a fridge van, like as a food van. So it did already have this pre-existing insulation. Here's just a little bit that I've got here, which is, I do believe, extruded polystyrene or something. It's like just one of those foam boards. And I was thinking of leaving it in. Obviously you can see I didn't do that, because in this front area here it was using up so much space that it just felt very cramped. So after I took out what was the bulkhead, I could see on the walls it was not stuck directly to the panel, so I was losing quite a bit of room on the walls as well. So I decided to take those off, and then by that time I thought, you know, the ceiling, I might as well take that off. And then also I decided to rip up the floor, but right now the floor is still in here. You can see like the purple bit. It's got the foam and then plywood and then like a fiberglass covering, which like I just don't like. Who likes fiberglass? Right, so I've just taken the floor out. I've got my work gloves on. It was actually a lot heavier than it looked, but I managed to do it by myself. And now I'm just going to start scraping out the foam stuff. I don't actually have any proper tools. I'm going to have to borrow them for this whole entire build. But for now I've got a garden shovel thing that I'm just going to use to scrape off the foam. And it actually works quite well. So I just need to make sure that I collect it and put it in a bin bag so it doesn't go floating around the neighbourhood. So let's see how well that goes. Now, before the 5 people who watch this video come at me in the comments asking me, Roxana, why are you scraping off the expanding foam with a gardening tool when it's a really good insulator? Now, I know this stuff is one of the best insulators. So if you spray your entire van with it, it would be great. But the thing is, my entire van is not sprayed with it. It was used as an insulator and also as an adhesive for the existing foam board that I showed you before. So if I leave it on, it's just in random patches around the van. I'm going to add my own form of insulation onto it. I need, or I would prefer to have, just one flat, smooth surface. I don't know if I'm going to get every little bit of expanding foam off, but as long as like the big chunks are off, I'm going to be happy. And then also I can see the panel behind it and just check that it's not rusty, which if it's had the expanding foam on, it probably won't be rusty. But I just want to start from scratch. I want to do things my way, and I want to do them from scratch. Also, another reason why I don't really like this expanded foam stuff as an insulation, I mean, not that I've ever used it before or anything, but as you can tell, it's a pretty permanent insulation. So if I did, like, my plan is not to put a proper electrical system in the van at present. So the way I'm going to install my insulation, it won't be like that difficult. It won't be this difficult to take out. If I do then want to later on add like cables and stuff behind all these panels. If using this expanding foam, I would say like you need to be 150% certain about like what your build is going to be, and you know, like what your electrical system is going to be and all that kind of things, because yeah, This is not easy, evidently. Who would have thought? Right, so I've managed to scrape off most of the bits off the walls. It was only really on these bits here, and then on the ceiling there's hardly any except right at the front here, and they're really hard to get off, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with those bits up there. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the ceiling insulation anyway, so for now I'm just going to leave those chunks because, oh god, because they're just so hard to get off, as my point was, and also because this is where the AC unit was, so there's a pipe here, and I don't want to really move all this insulation in case like the pipe falls out or something. It's blocked at the moment, so we won't get any rainwater in there. But yeah, I don't really know what my deal is with the roof. Yeah, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. So welcome to my series of I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I'm trying to convert a van into a camper van. With the floor, I've just been sweeping all the bits out from the walls and the ceilings, but you can see that there's like these I don't know what you call them, but like ribbed bits and then like dipped bits, and the foam, like that's just the dirt, but the actual foam that's on the floor, it's really only in the dipped bits rather than on the ribbed bits. Like that's not really anything. So all it's done is it's just made the floor like one continuous flat surface where it does have the foam. So I'm thinking I'm just going to leave that, because what my plan was to get the foam board that I have, and I was just going to, this is just a tiny little bit, but for example, I was just going to stick it on, so there would be a gap underneath the foam board anyway from like the dipped bit off the floor. So if anything, leaving the foam there just makes it more insulated, I guess. It's not really causing any harm, so it's just, you know, making it all flat. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try and have a clean up in here. What I'm doing now, just very badly, is using the sandpaper to sand off essentially the rust. Some of it came off when I was cleaning, but obviously a lot more comes off with the sandpaper. At least because it's a hole, I can just wipe all the dirt down the hole. So you can see just from sanding, the rust has already like gone really, because it was just sort of surface level rust. I don't know if that's what you call it, I'm just making everything up. But because it's a hole that I will seal eventually, but no matter how I seal it, I feel like it's a risk area. So I will still use the Hammerite paint on that anyway. I don't even know how to open it. I'm using a flathead. I'm using a flathead screwdriver. This is going to go everywhere. Okay, now let's do it carefully. Like, I have opened a tin of paint before. I just, like, obviously haven't for a while. And, like, what am I doing? The most thing I've ever, like, made, really, was I made this really cool SpongeBob SquarePants thing in like DT class when I was in, oh shit, it's just like gone a bit on the floor, but it's okay, it's just a little bit, but yeah, that's where I want it anyway. I want it on the floor. But as I was saying, the most DIY skills I have was like when I made this wooden SpongeBob SquarePants thing in like D&T class 15-20 years ago, and a few IKEA flat packs. But yeah, here we are about to build a camper van, I guess, and I've done the first step. I've opened the first step. I've opened the Hammerite paint. I have a variety of paint brushes. I think I'll start with the slightly bigger one for now. And what I'm going to do is just, well, I'll just get that bit out the lid and just paint around here. Okay, I think I can be a bit more liberal than that. I'm just going to slush it on. The thing is, nobody's going to see the floor. Obviously I want to do a good job anyway, but I'm just, you know, this is not a professional paint job. It's not going to be, oh my god, it's just dripped right through. It's not going to be a professional camper van build, or is it? I don't know, it might be. I might be amazing at this, who knows. Okay, now we're going on to the ceiling part. So this brace or bar, whatever it's called, has quite a bit of different rust patches. If I can zoom in, you can see just very, very faintly there's tiny bits of rust there. So it's not really something I can sand. I'm just going to instead paint straight over that. I'm just using the lid to like collect any drips, but like I said, it doesn't really matter where it falls because it's all getting covered up at the end of the day. Not the end of today, but one day it will get covered up. Just paint the whole thing. I might as well, you know, just go wild. This step here, it's got all these cables I've just moved out the way. It looked proper manky before. I've just actually cleaned it, but it's still a bit gross and I don't know if it's rusty or not, so I'm going to go over that with the paint as well. I'll show you a before and this is the after. So it looks better already just with a fresh lick of paint. That bit of rust has gone, that bit of rust has gone, all the rust up there. I mean, it's not gone, it's just being covered up, but it means it's not going to get any worse. So yeah, to be honest, I think this marks the end of the first episode of, I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I'm converting a van into a camper van series. So thank you for watching. The next episode, which I'm actually going to start today, but I'm going to break it up into another video, will be me doing the installation of the insulation. I can't speak English anymore, even though I used to be an English teacher. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching me do whatever I've done, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.